Hey, what's up, you guys? So sorry that you can't see me. Once again, it's pretty dark. I like to do a lot of readings out at night, especially like when it's quiet. But I need to figure out a better way to brighten it up in here, because I'd use like some part of light in my car, but like I need to work on that because part of the battery's not working on that. So maybe check your car stuff and get that get that all sorted out, like your maintenance tags, stuff like that. Anyways, this is gonna be like a little collective reading for today, a little, and I got a few things that that were going through my brain today too. So I'm gonna talk about those real quick. Um, but after that, we're gonna either pull a few cards to do a spread. I am split on that, and that's actually funny because that's kind of what we're talking about right now, real quick. So there are a few things that I was like hearing, so I wrote down. So like basically, there are a few things that I wrote down. Um, the first one was it's gonna be really split at first. I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but I thought about that, and I don't know what the certain feeling is, but it's just a feeling. It's like when I think about something, and I can think about it a lot, but there's a certain feeling that I get that when I think about something, I'm like, I'm gonna write this down, and that's why it's important. And I say that because I can't exactly pinpoint what it means or what it's specifying, but it just it's gonna be it says it's gonna be really split at first. Um, and I'm like sitting here trying to like figure out what it could mean, but here I am split on any brain power. And then one of the other things was right where the two meet. Um, and that's like a point. And it's funny because I think I just said pinpoint, but like that's kind of what that is, like right where the two things meet. So it's like something like a dot and a graph, like at the point where the things connect, or like the plates underneath the ground that turn into mountains. That's where the point where the two meet, where they converge and not converge or whatever the word is, mountain, So yeah, right where the two meet is the other thing, and then the last thing was its beginning. That was it. Its beginning. So whatever that is, something is beginning. Um, yeah. So those three. It's gonna be really split at first, right where the two meet, and its beginning. I those I literally had to come and sit down and do this video because I like those I heard the first one or two, and I was like, yeah, okay, all right, I'm gonna hold that, I'm saving that, I'm gonna write it down. And then I heard the third one, I heard its beginning, and I was like, okay, like shit, it's time, like I'm gonna go like sit down and record this real quick. So yeah, you got those are in your hands, hold them safe, do what you may with them, and I'm gonna get into this reading real quick. um I did say reading because I was going back and forth, and I was like, "Am I gonna pull just pull some cards? I'm gonna do a reading," and then I did say reading, so that's what we're going with. Um, what reading though? Let's give you a past, present, future. Let's see. Hmm. Yeah, so I'm thinking, yeah, the past. If we're saying it's beginning, I don't even, because I mean the past is always worth talking about and always worth delving into, but I feel like it's almost like a present energy, a challenge energy, a future energy, and advice. That's what I'm feeling. Present, challenge, future, and advice. Yeah, okay. And so we're going to do that with the Light Seers Tarot. I always find it easy to keep structured, like a 4 card or a 3 card that's versatile, that can move around. Because sometimes that's the kind of shit that happens where I'm like, I'm feeling the energy and I'm feeling the spread. Shit, that's the devil. That's the Capricorn energy, which has been talked about heavily on this channel for a sec. Anyways, let us get into this. We're going to be doing present, the challenge, the future, and the advice. And then also we're gonna pull some prism to clarify. And then we're gonna do some empowerment at the end. That's interesting. This is actually, I tripped up because this is the opposite of what I usually do. I do the prism to start and then the light seers to clarify. So there could be some sort of a switch up going on in the energy that I'm feeling, like a switch up. Let's get into this. Can we get some present energy, please? About 5 that flew out. Can I get 1 for the present, please? Wow, are you guys asleep right now? You guys are literally asleep and watching the video at the same time. Present? Okay. So we have the 6 of Pentacles. That's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. I like that. So the 6 of Pentacles talks about balance, talks about equal give and take, talks about sharing. Yeah, you're probably feeling pretty balanced right now. It could be a switch of an energy, because it could have been like an energy where because we're talking about a switch up, so it could have been like an out in the cold energy sort of before, where it was like you're having to figure out yourself, so it might have just been like a self-contained, colder in a sense of like just warmer on the inside because you're tending to yourself, you know? But this is sort of maybe like a switch up because you might be sharing and talking, maybe giving and receiving with other people, giving and receiving information, talking. It just might be a little bit of a different energy than before. So let's see your challenge. What's the challenge going on right now? Ay. Don't fall on the floor. Okay. The challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. Ooh. Self-care. Managing your resources. The challenge is managing your resources, managing your time. It could feel like you don't have enough time, don't have enough resources for yourself, don't have enough self-care for yourself. Uh-oh. You might not feel like there is enough opportunity to nurture yourself. Like there's not enough time to really take care of yourself, or not enough. I'm not sure. That's interesting. It seems like in the present there's somewhat of a balance, but the challenge is taking care of yourself. So maybe in the present you're doing a bit of giving, but it seems balanced. That's interesting. We'll get into that in clarification. Let's see what the future looks like for you. Ooh, we have the Hanged Man. And we have the Hanged Man, and it almost came up reverse, and I don't usually read them in reverse, but if it flips in a weird, strange way, and I had absolutely no way of doing it, and it's like, sometimes it strikes me as just a feeling. Most times it's like, no, I'm like, that's not that they're usually, but this feels almost like it was in this upright. You may have some sort of illumination. It's interesting. It's like it may be some sort of release. The Hanged Man, with the Hanged Man, it's releasing what you know in order to look sort of like, look beyond yourself, and it's sort of like it kind of breaks down your mind in a bit, because like and it kind of sometimes is a bit of an emotional process, because you have to like forego yourself and let go of all control in order to release control and surrender. And in that sense, you receive like, because it's like sometimes you push and you may seem as like you know exactly what you're doing and you got it all and you can do it all, but it's like sometimes you just have to say that you can't do it all, and that you know you can't do it all, because and accept that it's a great thing, you know, because like you're not meant to do it all. And I don't know, sometimes that can be like mentally frustrating because you want to do it all for yourself, maybe. Or maybe it's just some sort of concept that you have, any concept that you have that just might be changing. And it may balance out your environment, it may balance you out, but it just seems like um, the way you're running things now might change, and it's like it might give you some sort of different sort of insight in the future, like some sort of different illumination, maybe towards yourself, towards what you really want. So let's see some advice, and we'll clarify, really get some in-depth info on that. Let's get some advice, please. Huh. Okay, that is the only one that did come up right. So we have the Page of Cups. Page of Cups is advice. Oh, Spirit knows, and Spirit knows the pages are like mine. It's not that they're my least favorite. It's they're my least favorite to initially just grab the info off the like right off the wrap. You know, it's like for me the pages are always just a bit harder for me. And I think it's because I'm normally or naturally in a bit of a page energy. I'm like always learning new things. So like when I'm in that energy, it's like hard for me to like, you know, like you understand things in hindsight, not when you're living through it. You get what I'm saying? So of course, like I'm not like of a youthful mindset all the time, but I do use a youthful mindset often, especially with like creativity and such like that. So I think the advice is, of course, what exactly what I'm saying. It's like to delve into that creative youthful mindset. It's like the advice is to when it seems like you might have to change the like route that you're in, or change up how things are going, and it might be a little frustrating because it might change your mindset. It might make you like not really understand like who you are anymore. Like it might just be a little frustrating when it comes to things like that. It's always nice to go back to like the things that did make us like happy, you know, when we were like younger in a sense. And of course you don't have to like go back to like being a literal child, you know what I'm saying, but like the excuse me excuse me, you know, the things that made you feel good, the things that you did um, when you were younger. I'm sorry, I looked up. I think I just saw someone like opening their window. I don't think we're looking at me because this is my car, and if I'm right, we're allowed to like just sit in our cars, right? As human beings. Like, damn, I was just curious. Um, Either way, what was I saying? Yeah, just going back to the things that really made us, that really made you like, you know, just feel like a good emotions, especially as a young child, because those are the things that really will really show you what you can work with and what you can do, you know, and what you can create, more specifically, of course. So, let's clarify. Let's clarify. Let's clarify. I'm feeling a bit of a nervous energy. That's a bit. That's like a little bit. I think it's just like in the head though. Okay. I have 5 to 6 Pentacles in the current. Ooh. With the Prism Tarot, we have Ghost. So 6 Pentacles and Ghost. So you could have been in a moment of probably being, like I said, being away and being just to yourself. And it could have been like where you took away your energy in a ghosting sense, but now it's like you're back to like giving and receiving your energy in a little bit, like, you know, taking that step by step. That's a good thing. And your challenge is the Queen of Pentacles. Let's see, why is it a challenge? Whew. We have sadness. Oh, sadness in the Queen of Pentacles. It could be tough to nurture yourself, but you could be going through some sadness. Just like a bit, and I feel that with like the in the head energy. Maybe it's just sadness from maybe sometimes there's a little bit of a natural sadness when you come back from figuring out who you are. It's just like it's a different sort of thing when you have to break down an old idea of yourself, you know. That isn't the easiest thing, and that's a really tough thing to go through. And I honestly think you should be very proud of yourself for that, especially if you can go within and really get to the root of who you are and bring that back out. And not only, you know, just like bring that back out and be able to share again and receive again. That's a lot. And it can come with some sadness for sure. Let's see. But that sadness, you know, the sun does come through back again. So I can't wait for that moment for you. It feels like it's pretty close. Like I see the illumination, and I see the sun in the Hanged Man in the future. So 100%. The Hanged Man. Let's see, what's the future look like for the Hanged Man? Why do we have the Hanged Man here? I thought one flew out. It's kind of dark in here though, so like, who knows? Okay, nothing flew out, so there we go. We have intuition with the Hanged Man. That makes a lot of sense. The Hanged Man. Did I just see a thunderstrike? Interesting. The Hanged Man is. That's very weird. It's not even thundering. Okay. Did I just see a thunderstrike? Did I mean lightning strike? Jesus Christ. Did I just see a thunder? It's interesting. In the future with the Hanged Man and intuition, Hanged Man is all about that surrender to that, like that. It's almost like with the Hanged Man, it can almost feel like the Hanged Man. What he does is he hangs himself upside down to get a different perspective. It's almost like draining yourself of that water and like letting it go and detaching and releasing from your, not releasing, but like understanding your emotions and letting them flow down and through you, and then letting it clear out so that you can breathe and think in a different way, you know. With the intuition, that's definitely like clearing out the water and clearing out those muddy waters so that you can breathe fresh water and think and use your intuition well again. And that intuition is what's going to, like, that intuition is what came with you in that childhood magic and that childhood emotional creativity in that space, and that's where that intuition is like born from. So it's like cleaning out that water in yourself is what's going to connect you back to that intuition. And speaking of which, I literally made a big ass cup of ice water before I came out here, so I'm going to drink that. There are people behind me who have done like 3 or 4 laps, and I don't know why I'm like nervous with people, but like I'm not nervous with people, but it's just like I don't like to be bothered, you know. I know that I never will have an issue because I will step up and speak my piece. I said that as like they stopped. I think they were doing conversation, but I'll speak my piece. But I just don't like to be bothered. So, Heavenly Father, please keep these folks away from me. Thank you, Amen. But yeah, the intuition is going to be, it looks like you're going to have like sort of a breakthrough, and you're going to be able to connect deeper into, you know, your feelings and that sort of a magic that gives you that power to just, you know, sense and know and you know, read between the lines and understand more than what's there, so that it gives you a deeper perspective on what's going on within you and everything, you know. So it's gonna be just, you know, it's you know, you're like leveling up in a sense. It's crazy. You're leveling up by breaking down, you know, and that's like the hardest thing sometimes. But you know, only the strongest of the strongest do, and it seems like if you're watching this, you definitely are the strongest of that strongest, and you're doing it. it seems like you're already within that process, because in the future it seems like you have that, not seems like, in the future you have that heightened intuition. So you're, it seems within that process now, or at least, you know, towards the end of it, it's not really clear on me what that looks like, but it is clear to me that in the future that your intuition is heightened, and that, and I'm saying more than that, you know, it's like that's that within you, that's that magic within you that's heightened, you know. So let's see what we have for the advice. So we have the Page of Cups, and we have that matched with caution. Interesting. Okay, caution has been coming out a lot, so I'm going to read caution. Why are they backed in like that? That's not what you do. Okay, caution. This card is a signal not to rush things. It asks you to slow down and listen to your inner voice. If something doesn't feel right about the situation that you're in, ask questions, honor your intuition, and proceed with care. So, honoring the intuition, and with the Page of Cups, that's definitely that sort of child within you that gives you, like I said, that child within you is that intuition within you. That's that youthful energy that knows, that just can feel and doesn't have to understand the ways of the world, but can just feel when things are and aren't right. So it's like the advice is to sort of break yourself back down to that in a sense, so that you're able to connect back to that and utilize that part of yourself in sync with yourself every day. So once you understand it and can utilize it, it's like you like, it's like carrying it with you as a tool, you know. Let me get one more with that advice. The Page of Cups. And then also I want to get one more with the future, so I can clarify a little bit of this intuition. Please, thank you so much. Okay, so with caution and the advice, we have trust. So caution and trust. Definitely trusting that inner child. Definitely, and that's yourself. Trusting what you feel, you know. I'm trusting what I feel, and I'm about to wrap this bitch up real quick. I'm like so sorry. That was like, I'm like being so vulgar right now, and I don't know why. Maybe there's I don't know, maybe there's a bit of a vulgar grunge energy going on in this. I don't understand where that's coming from, but I like feel it, because I don't normally just like out like that, but I do it like a lot, but like that, I don't know. Either ways, but yeah, trust yourself, and that takes a bit of learning yourself, you know, too. You know, and trusting, you know, when you're learning to trust someone, I always think, when you think about like doing things with yourself, and it's like, I don't understand how that concept could work with myself, you know. I always relate it back to other people. I'm like, okay, so what's the process of trusting someone else? So it's like going through all that, and like sometimes someone could break your trust, blah blah blah. So I always match that to myself. It's like, so I've broken my own trust, so I've had to learn my own trust, so I've had to gain my own trust. You know, it's like these processes you go through yourself, and that's sort of how like I understand it, you know. You just have to sort of like match other people to yourself, but then actually live it out with yourself, you know what I'm saying? So in the future, with the intuition, we have flow. Oh, that is so gorgeous. It's a very nice energy. And I wish you could see the cards. It's really dark with the colors, especially these cards are cool, and I will get that worked on. But you have intuition and flow, so that's gonna be nice. It seems like you're gonna be out of muddy water and out of stuck water, and moving into some like a bit of a river, a stream, something that moves. It's beginning. That's what I heard in the beginning. It's beginning, and that's what I feel like, that, like almost like a spout that has been like rusty and stuck, and it's not its own fault. It's almost just like a house that might have been just sort of abandoned, you know, like your heart, not your heart, not, you know, it could be your heart, but like, you know, just not just your heart, but a house entirely. And when I think of the house, I think of the body, you know. So it's like your body, especially with the Queen of Pentacles, your body may have been just abandoned in a sense, And I can, and I'm not like trying to like bash anything. I understand that for sure. I've abandoned myself on multiple occasions, and that's why like I understand having to regain my own trust in a sense. So it's like, you know, sometimes when I get off into those rants, I forget what I was saying. So what we're gonna do now is the empath empowerment to give you some empowerment towards the end of this, and that's gonna be the wrap for this. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, genuinely, I can't see in here, so I'm like putting shit in the wrong boxes and putting the wrong tops everywhere. So maybe you're having trouble just putting the pieces together, you know? Maybe it's just a bit dark, it's hard to see. Bit of anxiety, probably. Just a bit. I gotta say, I'm not trying to I hope there isn't. I really hope there isn't any. But I do, and of course, it does exist. Anyways, empath empowerment. Let's talk about before they quickly. Ooh, my God. Okay, we got stop sensory overload. I can't even see. I got sensory underload. Jesus. If too much is coming at you too fast, decrease your stimulation level. Take a break from people, dim the lights, and savor quietude. I like that. It's definitely for sure like that. When you like, if you're getting back to sharing your energy with people after a time of not, maybe just take it slow, take the steps, and still give to yourself just as much. Like don't oh, like for sure, oh my God, like for sure, like if you're getting back into other people and giving to other people after a time of not doing that for so long, definitely still like don't revert completely back to maybe what you might have done. Like still give to yourself just as much and even more so, like continue, because you don't want it to continue to be stagnant the way it has been, where it gets to a point maybe you want it to continue to evolve and grow in how people give and take, you know, or at least that's what I also see. You know, I want people to evolve and grow in how we give and take, so that's always balanced. And balance can always find its stuckness too, and sometimes we have to redefine balance, you know, and so we have to balance that out. Things continuously change. If it ever got the same, I think, I don't know. Let's get one more. That's what I'm feeling. Please, can we have one more guidance from me? And oh, goddamn, sorry. Remember your gifts. That's awesome. Focus on your blessings rather than dwelling on adversity. Praise and give thanks for your gifts, such as your sensitivity, intuition, health, friendships, or family. So pause and give thanks is what I saw. So definitely a sense of gratitude for everything around you. And when I see that, I also see giving thanks to yourself, because in that sort of sense, I see that you're definitely a giver, and I see that definitely it's been a reason that you've had to take that away from others in a sense, but not really take it away, because you're just giving it to yourself, and that's what you deserve, you know. That's like 100 142% what you deserve, you know what I'm saying? But it's just with the sensory overload, definitely, and the remembering your gifts and giving thanks to your intuition and your feelings. It's like thanking yourself for understanding when people are taking too much and understanding how to back away from that. Like trusting yourself when you know it's time to step away, even when you might hear things, or like when your brain might be telling you otherwise, because like you might be hearing things from people, or you might be hearing in a different way, where it's like people are getting into your brain in a sense where it's like they're like and blaming you, or calling you things, or making you, in a sense, just making you feel like you don't deserve to take care of yourself. Anything that makes you feel that way in your head and makes you conflicted with your heart, that shit's a no-no. That shit's a big ass no-no, you know. And I don't fuck with that at all, and I don't fuck with that philosophy. I think that philosophy is absolute trash. I think you deserve to take care of yourself first and absolute foremost, and 100% if you don't, it's not a good thing for anybody else. So I don't know why anybody else would even want you to not take care of yourself, because that's just detrimental for them. So that's stupid on their part, you know what I'm saying? Either ways, take care of yourself. And when you give back to other people, which is going to be fun when you do, and it's a great thing when you do, balance that out. But that's what I see. Um, it's beginning. You are. I feel like you're moving into a time where you're moving into that sort of. It's what I've heard and what I like to call the what is it? Jesus Christ. I'm like blah 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 blah, and then I can't say the word. What independent coexistence I've heard from people, and that I like a lot. It's it's where you can take care of yourself and be with other people in a non just a non. I almost say I want to say toxic, but it's just not the right word. It's not the right defining word. It's not like a specific, and just a balanced way where it's an equal give and take, and truly like no codependency, no lack of responsibility, no lack of accountability, just you know utter authenticity, utter like independency, and also just wanting to connect. Like that's a tough balance to achieve, but I know it's achievable, and I for one am striving for it, and I hope that you are as well, if that's what you want, and I hope you're just striving for whatever you want. Sorry to make this so long. Sorry to talk your brains out, but it's good to see you, and it was good to see you, and I will see you guys next time. All right, you guys have a great one. Bye.